Are you saying the policies are good for Indigo? The policies are good for Indigo, poor for Kingfisher?
I'm actually...
Look at the entire gamut of airlines. You know, your passengers, domestic passengers have increased 18% year on year for the last 3 years. The flights are full. That means the airlines are broke.
You're proving my point.
The airlines are broke.
If the airline,
why are the airlines broke?
Has a big
there has to be an answer to this.
1 second.
All of them, without exception, are broke. Starting from Air India, going all the way down. With one airline being
come with a public issue now in the next 6 months, and after that you see the situation.
Seriously wrong with the way civil aviation is being administered.
Are you saying this argument being made? Let me get Captain Mohan Ranganathan in. From the argument our panelists are making tonight, it appears that Vijay Mallya, Naresh Goyal and all the other airline and aviation entrepreneurs are running some kind of a social service. They have great sympathy.
Losing money. They're all losing money, but there is...
Then exit the business. Then exit the business. Don't run an airline.
And how will you and I fly then, Arnab? No. I mean, are we all going to go back to the
whole country will come to a standstill.
We need civil aviation.
No, one second.
The guy who's coming to Tata Memorial Hospital will die on the way.
Ashwini Kakkar, please don't run this nightmarish scenario. The fact of the matter is, please, because the fact of the matter is people have seen through this. You see, these are management issues, bad business models, poor strategy, and when it all goes kaput, then you want to blame
15 of the top 15 airlines cannot die because bad management. 15 airlines cannot have bad management.
Captain Mohan Ranganathan tonight, what's your take? We are seeing at least three of our panelists, very strongly defend Mallya and pass the buck to the government. Your take, sir?
Not defend Mallya. Again, you've got it wrong. You got it wrong. We're not defending Mallya. We are pointing towards the Malays.
Okay, the government is always at fault on this.
Government does some great things, but not in this case.
1 second.
Has the civil aviation industry in this country ever gone for a bailout?
Listen to Captain Mohan Ranganathan, please. Captain Ranganathan, go ahead, please.
Okay. Initially, Mr. Suhel Seth was talking about November. Now, let me tell you that in November, the DGCA actually found out that Kingfisher had cancelled flights in northeast sectors for more than 3 months. Now, the civil aviation requirement clearly states that to cancel a flight in northeast sector, you need written permission from the ministry. They did not have the written permission. So, really speaking, if they had wanted, they could have grounded the airline, because to operate Tier 2, the trunk routes, they have to operate certain number of Tier 2 and Tier 3. Mr. Khola will confirm that. So they were very soft. To say that government fixed them, actually the government and the DGCA have been too soft on Kingfisher. Yeah. That is one. They should not be permitted to operate only the trunk routes. If they did not operate northeast sectors, they have to cancel a large percentage of the trunk routes. The second thing is, recently, more than 40 pilots have left Kingfisher for Indigo. Now that is equivalent to 8 aircrafts. You need minimum 5 sets per aircraft. So even though the CEO has said that in 2 days' time we'll have all the schedules, they cannot, because they don't have the captains for 8 aircrafts. So that is one. And then if you look around the country, it is not that it has happened only from November. Now I've got photographs to show Kingfisher aircraft lying in various airfields, without parts, without engines.
Look at that.
For the last 5 years.
No, 1 second.
Now you're paying $300,000. You're paying $400,000 a month as lease, and no airline can survive with that. It's very poor management, and actually the DGCA has been too soft on him. To blame the tax. He did not pay the tax deducted at source for the salary. He has not paid the oil companies. He has not paid the airport authority. He has not paid the leasing companies. So to blame the income tax for freezing the account, and then, the maintenance is poor. Half the aircrafts are cannibalized. So that's going to affect safety. And if you don't pay your salaries to engineers and pilots, they're not in a mental capacity to fly safely. So it's very nice to blame the government, and actually they've been too soft on him. Really speaking, if he cannot run the airline like this.
No, yes,
Mr. Mohan Kumar, then you need to shut down Jet Airways, you need to shut down Kingfisher, you need to shut down Air India, and you need to shut down 4 other airlines.
One second.
That's it.
That is it.
Don't make it.
And then you have a country without civil aviation. You know, a country 3,500 kilometers east to west, 3,500 kilometers north to south, without any aircraft.
So why don't we go back to the bullock cart?
Absolutely.
Why don't we go back to the bullock cart?
I think we
roadways,
need to
Haryana roadways.
Yeah. You know the fact of the matter is, let me get in our 6 panelists, that I'm going to open this up for debate, because it is becoming quite a robust debate. My question tonight is, Mr. Dutta, you know, who do you think is responsible, and do you believe in this argument that basically the government needs to open up its policies? If the government had opened up its policies, Kingfisher would not be in this mess. Mr. Dutta.
Yeah, see, Mr. Malia made a statement that because of the income tax and all that. Now, all that didn't happen. It was neither sudden nor unforeseen. He knew it very well that it was coming. He has not paid the salaries to the staff for the last 3 months. This IT has come just now. So where is the justification for not paying the salaries for the last 3 months? Kingfisher has to really put its house in order and restructure its flights totally, so that the unprofitable routes and where they are not making enough money, it has to be rescheduled. It is the main fault is of the airline, and nobody is going to bail them out. Even the investors are not going to bail them out till they set their own house in order.
If this was Air India, then Suhel said Ashwini Kakkar and Ajay Prakash would all be asking, why should the rules be tweaked? You would be asking.
I'm saying I love Captain Dutta, because this is the devil speaking the scriptures. I mean, look at what's happened to Air India.
I am saying shut down Air India tomorrow, then see the fun.
Let him complete.
Mr. Khola mentioned flight schedules. Air India has gone on sudden strikes. Their pilots have gone on sudden strikes. Did they inform the DGCA? Look, Arnab, it is not about
one second. We thought Kingfisher Airlines. One second. When you, Suhel, let me ask you here. Suhel, I am telling you here tonight that November 11, 2011, right? When this crisis was peaking, 138 pilots quit, 149 airlines were cancelled. Kingfisher claimed we're cancelling 50 flights a day till November 19th. In reality, it operated 269 of its allocated winter schedule of 418 daily flights. So where was the consistency to the passenger? Tonight the passenger will say this, Suhel, I'd rather have I'd rather have maybe a predictable Air India rather than an unpredictable Kingfisher.
Yeah, and you're paying, as a taxpayer, you're paying 22,000 crores as a bailout package which you just sanctioned for them. I am saying, why is this industry in the news every bloody day?
Because of business logic. I think you are being blind to business logic.
Airlines have to be like oxygen. Airlines have to be hygiene factors, not motivation factors.
Airlines don't run on oxygen. Airlines run on cash. And Suhel, starting with everybody. Let me take all of you on this. One second.
Arnab, you've raised an important point.
Yeah.
And I think the fundamental issue is only that. How are passengers of these airlines being treated? And to my mind, I think, and this is my opinion, I believe that guests should have been alerted before, and that guest management needs to be put in place. But you know, the reality is no airline predicts, other than Mr. Dutta or Mr. Khola, no airline predicts that there's going to be a freezing of the bank accounts.
You're trivializing the problem, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. If you hear why.
You don't understand the seriousness. The seriousness is beyond
Kingfisher. It's not about an SMS being received by a...
Kingfisher is symptomatic of a larger malaise. Kingfisher is what shows up as a cancer marker, but the cancer is deep.
One sec. Question is tonight, sir. I'd like to put that to Captain Ranganathan. They're coming back straight to you for a response. Tell me, Captain Ranganathan, tonight at 8:40 p.m., Dr. Vijay Mallya told me that the banks have to unfreeze, the income tax department has to unfreeze my accounts. Right? There are two issues really. Income tax department is to unfreeze his accounts. Do you think the income tax department should be persuaded by the government to unfreeze the accounts? Vijay Mallya says, I have the money, my accounts are frozen. Secondly, do you think the State Bank of India, which is a public sector bank, which has 1,500 crore exposure, right? Bank of Baroda, Corporation Bank, Federal Bank, all public sector banks have massive exposure. I think 380, 100 crores, thousands of crores. My question is tonight, will that be the right precedent, Mohan Ranganathan, if today these banks are told, you know, can you be lenient with Kingfisher? If the income tax authorities are told, can you let them off the hook? We at least want to see the Kingfisher Airlines fly. 1 minute. Should that be done? I want to open this part up to debate. Yes, Captain Ranganathan first.
Definitely, if they have not paid, the income tax is frozen the account because they have not paid the tax deducted at source. And they have not paid the service tax. So I don't think anybody who breaks the law as far as the taxation is concerned should be given any lenient view. And as far as the banks are concerned, I think they have given them enough. And the default has been far too much. If he was smart, why didn't he put his own money in that? Like they give a few hundred crores and then he takes back 100 crores as his commission.
Captain,
I mean, why should a bank pay out all these?
Suhel seems to want to answer that. Suhel, go on. Suhel.
No, I love the fact, and I respect Captain Ranganathan, but I love the fact that he's giving us business theories on how banking works. Let me tell you what will happen in reality. You shut this airline down, all the money that is owed to these banks, which are, most of them are public sector, will be gone in a jiffy.
Correct.
Remember one golden rule about banks, and especially banks in India. If you owe a bank 100 rupees, they will chase you for the rest of your life. If you owe them 1,000 crores, they have no option but to wait for you to repay them.
No, but
the logic is not in shutting down a business.
No, it's a public sector bank.
Making sure. Please understand.
It's a public sector bank.
So they have a good chance of getting their money back.
Is it news?